To run for Parliament, you need to first get your name on the ballot. This process will vary depending on whether you run as the candidate for a political party or as an independent candidate. In this video, we'll walk you through some of the differences between the two and what you need to know if you want to become the candidate for a political party. Independent candidates are not affiliated with any political party. If you run for Parliament as an independent candidate, you're responsible for everything to do with your campaign. You'll need to build a campaign team from scratch, identify where you stand on various issues, and secure the necessary resources and expertise in order to run your campaign. If you win your election, you won't have a party caucus to depend on for extra support, nor will any party caucus expect you to behave in a certain way. So whether it's during the campaign or afterward, independents bear the burden and the freedom of going it alone. If you run for Parliament as a candidate for a political party, things will work differently. A political party is a group of people who share a common vision about how the country should be governed. This vision is what attracts many people to become members and candidates for a party. By stepping up to be a candidate for the party, you become the local representative for your party's vision. During an election, the party's candidates share things: resources, a platform, a national brand, and the goal of uniting behind the campaign for its leader to become the Prime Minister. When you run for a party, you'll have that party's support. In some cases, the party's existing volunteers, donors, and supporters may also want to support your campaign with their time, money, and votes. While that support can help, most parties also expect you to ask your own networks for donations, volunteer support, and voter support. If you win your election, you'll generally be expected to work with other elected members of your party to advance the issues that are important to the party, often at the direction of the party leadership. Whether it's during the campaign or after your election, being a party candidate or one of a party's elected MPs likely means having the support that comes with being part of a team, along with some added responsibilities and expectations that you could be asked to take on. To become a candidate in the general election as a party candidate or as an independent candidate, you must complete the process outlined by Elections Canada to register after the writ for the election has been issued. If you want to be a candidate for a political party, you'll have to first secure the endorsement of that political party. Generally, parties decide whether to hold a nomination contest or simply to select a candidate. If a party has a strong local presence and an active membership in the district, it's more likely that a nomination contest will be held to select its candidate. If the party holds a nomination contest in your district, that means that local party members will elect the person who will become the party's candidate, and those who wish to run for the party must seek party members' support. Sometimes there's just a single candidate seeking the nomination, and sometimes it is a competitive contest where more than one candidate is competing to be the nominee. Nominations can take place a year or more away from the expected election date, or they may take place much closer to the election date. While the route to becoming the candidate is slightly different within each party, the overall process is the same. It generally involves connecting with the party, being vetted, and running a successful nomination campaign. First, you'll need to reach out to the party and indicate your interest in being a candidate. Some people think that the party must reach out to you first. While that is often the case, there have been elected MPs from many parties who didn't wait for the party to approach them. It can and does work both ways. Once you've connected with a party, you can learn more about the specific process that party uses to nominate its candidates. Most of the larger parties with elected members in the House of Commons, will vet anyone who expresses a serious interest in being a candidate before allowing them to enter the nomination race. This means that they'll be looking at your credentials and your community activities to determine if you represent the values and policies of their party before going to the next step. As part of this process, they will likely ask you to complete paperwork. They may also look for things you've said or written on social media or in the press. They may contact people you've worked for and with, and they may interview you once or multiple times. Once you receive approval to seek the party nomination, you can start your campaign. This usually happens before the general election campaign. Running in a party nomination contest is about earning enough votes from party members to become its candidate. In most cases, only party members can vote in a nomination contest, but anyone who lives in the electoral district and is old enough to be a member can join the party and vote according to party rules. For this reason, most nomination campaigns focus on recruiting as many new members to the party as possible to support their candidacy. The party will set a timeline by which new members have to be registered, and a date for the nomination meeting when party members will cast their ballots. There are a few different paths to getting your name on a ballot in a federal election. For independent candidates, it's a straightforward path. For party candidates, it involves securing the endorsement of the party you wish to run for, and sometimes that involves competing with other party members for the party's nomination. Whether you're an independent candidate or you've been successful in being nominated by a party, the steps from here on in are the same. Once the writ is issued, you'll need to register as a candidate with your local Elections Canada returning officer. Before the writ is issued, there is nothing stopping you from building your team, connecting with voters in your district, and preparing for the upcoming election. We'll explore all of that in the next video.